the Fusion Strike package, we're also getting this interesting Regigigas deck. Again, Arceus V-Star is something we've seen already today, but with a different partner this time. Regigigas V-Star is a very interesting card. I think it's played mostly because it has 300 HP.
Yeah, how did we get so lucky here, Wancho? I feel like this is like your dream match here. Mew VMAX against an Arc deck.
I was bugging people in the background for sure. I was like, I need the Mew VMAX, please. It's one last time. No.
Well, chat, you did well with this pick. Wancho's definitely super excited. It's interesting. We got some fun facts from our players. Nico has played one deck the whole season. Can you guess what that deck is?
I wonder what he's going to play next season. Not next season, next tournament even.
Yeah, that's true. I know. You're going to have to make a fresh pick there. And of course, Alex as well. The deck that he's playing inspired by a deck a friend repeatedly beat him with. I'm guessing over and over again. So, hey, if you can't beat him, join him, right?
Oh, Alex. I feel you. I've been on the receiving end there. Sometimes you just think you have the best deck in the world, but suddenly your friend says something just a little bit better, and, you know, they're a nice enough friend to share the list.
Would you say Regigigas V-Star falls into that a little bit better, Wancho?
I'm wondering why he was playing before this.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about, too. Well, if we get a winner interview, maybe we can give Alex an ask over there. But we still have some games to be played here between both of these players. This is where everything comes down to this match for both these players. This is our round 9 here in Vancouver. It's going to be an exciting one. Definitely stay tuned. I am excited to get into this one show. Let's talk about these decks now that we've kind of announced them. You've seen them. First time on stream for both of our players. Woo, that's amazing. So we might have some nerves coming into play here as well. We'll have to see. Hopefully we get some clean play from both of our players. But on paper, Wancho, how does this shape up?
On paper, I honestly, I'm rooting for the Mew VMAX just because it's Mew VMAX. But
I figured.
Arceus V-Star, it's such a big hurdle, right? Arceus V-Star and this Regigigas V-Star are just big, hefty V-Star Pokemon. If AJ can somehow prolong the game enough where, you know, Arceus V-Star takes a couple of hits, he should be favored, but don't discount the sheer amount of pressure Mew VMAX can put in, especially the Fusion Strike energy version with the Meloetta. So potentially the Genesect deck could hit big numbers, 280 if they're using the Meloetta attack, which would be nice. You're saving your power tablets, but we'll have to see. I know AJ is playing, or Alex is playing a lot of different techs.
Yeah.
And one of them,
I was looking at that.
A big one here is that Spiritomb that, you know, shuts off Fusion Strike system. If you can't draw, you can't win. But luckily, we do have Fusion Strike energy, so there's a lot of back and forth for sure, as we both see both these players. Pricing not too bad for either. Selgor not going to matter at all in this matchup. It's there for, you know, the dark.
It's grass. It's a grass Pokemon.
For the Roaring Moon, for the Charizard or whatnot.
Doing some grass things. Yeah. Still a Fusion Strike Pokemon though. Of course, coming in there.
But technically, you can still bench the Shelmet and then draw cards anyway.
Oh yeah, that's true. Draw more. Yeah.
This is a stage 1 after all.
That is true. That's very true. Well.
And then Alex just prized a couple of energies and Arceus. Nothing too bad there. So we should see a nice game between these two players. Unless, of course, Alex opens the Spiritomb and there's just no energy in sight. Nah, I'm not calling anything. Yeah. I'm not calling anything.
Well, we have the fist bump here between both of our players. Let's see who's going to come out on top here. Will it be Mew VMAX or will it be another Arceus V-Star deck? We are starting over here in our Swiss round 9 in Vancouver with Nico on the left side of our field here, our Mew VMAX player. Starting things off with a Battle VIP Pass and a Nest Ball. Woo! That's going to be a lot of Pokemon coming out onto the fields, Wancho.
Who indeed. Like, Mew VMAX and starting Battle VIP Pass. Name a better combination.
Yeah, definitely.
So we are going to be able to draw some cards here at the very least. Nico was just checking their prize cards there, keeping note of it for sure. And let's see what the grab is here. If I had to guess, yeah. Double Genesect and the Mew VMAX seems pretty good to me.
Seems pretty good indeed. That is for sure. Well, as Nico kind of looks through the deck, picks out these Pokemon that are going to be joining the field, what are some of these cards that we're going to see that are crucial on Nico's side of the field to compete against this Arceus V-Star deck?
The biggest card has to be Fusion Strike Energy. So having LS Sparkle in hand is great, just in case the Spiritomb does come down. You can, oh, never mind, it's gone. Okay, so.
At least one of them's gone at the moment.
not a bad discard there. Those are not live cards at the moment.
Yeah.
So that means you could still potentially draw into another copy. They do play two. But yeah, he just has to at least have a Fusion Strike Energy, and that's safe for at least a couple of turns. A nice thing would be is to maybe shut off the Arceus V-Star power with Path to the Peak potentially. But again, right now, all Nico has to do is set up, get some energy in play. Getting that Forest Seal Stone onto the Genesect is pretty big, actually. And yeah, again, Fusion Strike system, you will be missed.
Yeah, I know you've been waiting to say that all day, Wancho. There you go. Fusion Strike System, Fusion Strike System. Of course, drawing up to, in your hand, as many Fusion Strike Pokemon are out here on the field. So a lot of cards that you have the potential to draw into, especially with Nico having a full bench now, as well as that Meloetta in the active. So definitely a good time over there on the Mew side, but we'll have to see how things shake up here. So we already saw an Arceus V-Star deck before in one of our earlier stream matches that we got to cast, Wancho. And now, you know, we emphasize how important that first turn attachment is. So we've already seen that now from Alex Jeong. And we're going in with a Nest Ball here coming up as well as an Ultra Ball. So a couple Pokemon being drawn out of the deck here for Alex on the right side. But we had a couple of difficulties the last time we saw our Arceus V-Star player play, and things got clunky. We couldn't find some evolutions. It was getting kind of awkward, and there was a couple of missed turns. Do you expect that from this build of this deck, Wancho, going into this game?
I mean, I wasn't expecting it from the last build. It seems so simple.
True.
You play 4 Ultra Balls. You play 3 Arceus V-Stars. It should be fairly simple to draw. But, ooh. This was an Ultra Ball, right?
So it was an Ultra Ball and a Nest Ball.
Okay.
So basic Pokemon and, of course, any Pokemon off that Ultra Ball. So this Spiritomb is coming out. And it's not just a Spiritomb. It's a shiny Spiritomb. Woo!
So yeah, so right now that means these Genesect technically have no Fusion Strike system ability, but luckily there is the Fusion Strike Energy, which negates the Spiritomb's ability on the attached Pokemon. So there's still some hope here. The scary thing is Alex only has the Arceus V attached. If we can take this knockout, that means there's no Pokemon. And there's a Forest Seal Stone.
This is, yeah, that's actually really scary if you're Alex here on this field right now. Nico starting off the turn here after that pass over, with that Forest Seal Stone, which of course that Star Alchemy serves as a V-Star power. So Nico flipping over that V-Star marker and going into the deck for any single card. And that is huge. We already see the Meloetta here with both of those fusion energies now because that LS's Sparkle. I mean, sheesh. This is quite a good showing for Mew VMAX, I would say.
It's pretty good. 2 birds, 1 stone. Fusion Strike Energy means you powered up your Meloetta and you activated ability of at least 1 Genesect. All we're missing is, I believe, just 1 power tablet. We even have the Lost Vacuum to get rid of the Box of Disaster.
Wow.
So this Meloetta is not even taking any damage.
Incredible. Power tablet and the Lost.
This is why, ladies and
gosh.
gentlemen, Mew VMAX has been one of the best decks in format.
Oh my gosh, it's such a strong turn here from Nico that Alex is just going to scoop it up here, Wancho. I cannot believe what I just saw there. I feel like I have to walk through that just again because that was incredible.
Again, exactly. Just Meloetta had an energy attached. All we needed was a Lesson Sparkle to do 210 damage because it does 70 times the amount of Fusion Strike energy attached.
I mean, sheesh. And Lost City was out there too, so that Arceus would have just gone into the Lost Zone on top of that. I mean, that is just incredible what we just saw there. Just the sheer power. And yeah, Alex was saying, yeah, I'm just going to write that one off to the game and go to another match here. That was just such a dominant presence there from Nico with this Mew VMAX deck. Wow.
Yeah. You can't blame Alex. Again, he did what he did with the tools available to them. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
He did have the Spiritomb in play. That should slow down the Mew VMAX deck. It's one of the many, many, many counters printed for Mew VMAX, but it's just not enough. And honestly, they didn't even have to draw here for the Fusion Strikes this time. I believe everything was in hand or in play.
I think he did, though, because he put the coin on there, but yeah, a lot of things going on here. So, of course, as Wancho was saying before, the Spiritomb has that ability, the Fettered in Misfortune. So any basic Pokemon V that are in play don't have abilities. So shutting off those Genesect V, but that Fusion Energy negates that. So Nico would have had the draw still. It was like, oh, Spiritomb, all right, I'm going to work past that. Oh, let me just throw out this Lost City here, and I'm going to take a knockout on your Arceus V, and really there's nothing you're left with. And unfortunately for the Arceus V-Star deck, if you don't have that initial setup, you're not having a good time.
I mean, Alex did get the bare minimum of what you needed for an Arceus deck.
Yeah, exactly.
Arceus attach.
Yeah.
But against Mew VMAX, you're staring down just something that can output so much damage. You're gonna need a little bit more than the bare
but
minimum.
what even, like, I guess just, maybe another Arceus, I suppose. Just some sort of backup, because you could pretty much count that the Mew VMAX is gonna have answers straight away to whatever you're putting up there. So Alex had everything on that first turn that we looked for, and it still was not enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, so right now, Mew VMAX just not showing up. I believe this was the third mulligan.
Wow.
Mew VMAX, it's not rotation yet. You could still show up here. So let's see if they can finally find a basic. Looks like he does, and we're good. Again, it's 3 extra cards, though, for the Arceus. So you just have to think they're going to get what they need. The Arceus, attach, and, well, that's it. Looking at the prizes here, a couple of interesting techs. The Mawile, again, is interesting for the Arceus player, but I don't think it's going to matter too much in this matchup.
A couple of Pokemon in there, the Jirachi and the Arceus V-Star evolution in there as well. We see another evolution on the other side, Mew VMAX, a Double Turbo, a Judge, a variety of prize cards, but nothing too wild, I would say, for either of our players here. As we jump into this game 2 between these players, it's going to start over here on Alex's side of the field with a Nest Ball going into the deck. We have this Arceus V in the active, we have a Bidoof on the bench, and we're going back into the deck here as well. So, Wancho,
you could already see what he's eyeing. That's one of the most important cards in this matchup. However, it didn't quite help out too much in the last turn. So maybe if you're Alex, at this point, do you start thinking, maybe I should set up a second Arceus V? There is a chance that Nico can try and get the turn 1 knockout on this Arceus again, thanks to Alessa Sparkle, but Spiritomb should be able to slow them down. Let's see if it works this time. And yeah, we don't see the attachment just yet, but I did see a Jet Energy at the very least.
Okay. All right, let's take a look at the hand here for Alex. See an Ultra Ball coming to the top here.
The funny thing is, there is an Ultra Ball. That means you can get a second Arceus, but wherever you put the energy, it goes to the active because of the Jet Energy.
Yeah, that's actually, that's kind of awkward, huh? It's in, Arceus is going to be inactive no matter what, unless we're attaching to the Bidoof maybe, which I don't think we're going to see that. So yeah, we are going to have an Arceus V come down onto the field. So already looking a little bit better. At least we have some backup plans going on for Alex. But like you said, if it is going to be the Jet Energy, of course, pivots your Pokemon from the bench into the active, unless you're already in the active. So either way, if Alex chooses to use that energy. Oh, there's another one.
There was a V-Guard energy.
So that's a solid card right there, V-Guard energy, because it gets us out of that Jet Energy. And of course,
it's still in the active though. So if Nico still gets the knockout here, potentially Meloetta is not a V, so damage is not reduced.
Okay, so
Alex will still be back a turn.
I was about to say, do you do you know like the percentages that Nico hits this this turn?
The safer play was definitely just to attach it to the bench.
Yeah,
you do have an Arceus V-Star afterwards. You could get the switch. It's not the hardest thing in the world, but high rolling here. It is going to be tough to get this knockout, and I did get a peek at Nico's hand. There's actually no way they get this knockout. They do have the Battle VIP pass because there's no Alessa Sparkle. I don't think there's a way to get it. And I believe the only supporter in hand is an Iono.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And right now, there's no draws. They could still drop the other Genesect. It's just going to be an Iono, and that's all. Your Genesect,
Oof.
Mew VMAX, unfortunately, you're going to have to play by normal Pokemon rules and actually just use your supporter to draw, and that's all you got.
Unfortunate, unfortunate. Well, I guess we're actually going to see that Spiritomb coming into play here now, and Nico is going to be a bit stuck potentially here. We are going to see that Iono, of course, between both of our players. So these hands are going to go to the bottom of these decks, and both our players will draw into 6 new cards for their hand. At least things are going a little bit more here in Alex's favor. That is for sure, Wancho.
Yeah, the Arceus in the active is 100% safe this turn.
Yay!
Mew VMAX can't evolve in the first turn, and there's no Alessa Sparkle. That means Meloetta's not attacking.
Yep.
Another Battle VIP pass. That's great to see. I see the fusion, or the power, not power tablet, the Forest Seal Stone. That's great to have.
Yes.
And at the very least, they could potentially get a Fusion Strike energy. They haven't attached yet for turn.
Yep.
But definitely a slower turn here for Nico.
Yeah, slow, but I mean, you never know. When you're playing a Mew deck, things can always pop off very quickly, as we've seen plenty of times in the past. So we'll see what Nico decides to do with the rest of this turn. Of course, going into the deck now with this Battle VIP pass to select a couple more Pokemon, but we've already seen the supporter still have a potential energy attached for the turn, but that's gonna pretty much wrap things up for Nico's turn.
Yeah, something maybe I would have liked to see. It's an awkward play, but
Yeah.
I think there was a path to the peak in the previous hand. If you know you're not going to get a supporter, or you're not going to be able to draw anyway this turn, might as well maybe play it, maybe stop your opponent from getting Arceus V-Star.
The V-Star
but
power, yeah.
it's very risky to go path to the peak blindly into an Iono.
Yeah, you're kind of sticking yourself in a scary situation potentially down the line there, but we are going to see that Forest Seal Stone be played here, so that V-Star marker being flipped here for Nico, and we're going into the deck for any card. Did you see the card, Wancho?
It was going to be the Fusion Strike energy, just to be
Perfect.
able to draw a little bit more.
Yeah, that's nice.
Again, attach for turn. They can draw 4 cards here. Maybe Path to the Peak. Maybe another supporter for the next turn.
Stop. Both the grass Pokemon? Sheesh, that is not at all going to help here for Nico. What else did we get?
that-
Lost Vacuum and...
I think that's a Cramomatic in the hand as well.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure. I think the Shelmet was blocking it, but that is something you can play. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was a ball card, but yeah. It's gonna be
I was about to say, it kind of looks like a ball card, but I don't know. That pesky Shelmet blocking our vision here. So we're going to Alex now after a pass from Nico.
The scary thing is here, this Mew VMAX, it's in the active, it's great. It
Mew
has
V?
free, sorry, the Mew V, yes. It's great, it has free retreat, but it only has 180 HP.
Yeah, it's
Math is
small.
Kind of perfect here for the Arceus player to just take 2 prizes. Maybe would have liked to see a retreat to the Genesect V, potentially. This Genesect V, the one without the Fusion Strike energy, just to protect it. It can take a hit, but I mean, does Alex play any tools potentially to increase the damage?
Let's take a look here. Don't see
Yeah,
any.
there's nothing like a Choice Belt or Vit Band or anything like that. So the Genesect could have taken a hit, maybe slow things down a little bit.
Yeah.
But
It's like you said, Wancho, the math is going to line up perfectly, even with that double turbo energy there on the Arceus V-Star. We're going to see some prize cards here for Alex on this turn, which is great. That's what we want to be seeing here. Wow, that's a pretty art of Sharon's Care.
very nice indeed. Not going to need it just yet, though. Again, there's no damage on board right now.
Well, I was talking about the one in the discard, but that one's in the deck too. They're the same.
It does play 2 copies. Again, this deck is built around being big and hefty, and they're colorless. That means you can't pick them up.
Yeah.
That's why it is Regigigas V-Star. Looks like Judge in pass.
Okay.
So we were talking about Mew counters. This was one of the very first Mew counters, Path to the Peak, being able to shut down abilities. And Nico just got 1 ability back, you know?
Yeah. Tried everything to get out of that, and now Path to the Peak is in play.
We used the V-Star power. We used our Forest Seal Stone to get this energy, to be able to use at least 1 Genesect.
Yeah.
And now we can't do that. 4 cards, though. The hand wasn't good, so this Judge, not too bad.
Yeah, that's incredible to see, though. As you said, Wancho, the Path to the Peak, one of the origin story counters for the Mew, and then it kind of adapted that itself, having the Path to the Peak judge in the deck later on. But yeah, that's going to be what Alex is going to choose to do here. Just throw obstacle after obstacle in Nico's way. When Nico's already kind of having a rough time here shaping up these hands. And we're going to see the knockout, as we said, from this Arceus V-Star. The math aligns perfectly to take 2 prize cards here, start leading the prize card race, and really rescuing this game too between these players.
Yes, and right now this Arceus V-Star, again, Trinity Nova, great attack, got a prize, accelerated energy. It also has effectively 310 HP thanks to that V-Guard energy. So
yeah,
that's a lot of power tablets to be able to just take this knockout potentially. As Nico does have the Lost Vacuum to get rid of the Stadium very least.
Yep, that's one thing that is kind of out of the way here. We are going to see one of these power tablets be played down for the turn here, as well as this boss's orders.
This is a full faith boss's orders. Right now, the knockout isn't guaranteed.
Nope.
And we only have
one
draw
Genesect.
5.
Well, let's see what this 5 is. This one Genesect V doing some work here for Nico. What did we get, Wancho? Is this a lot of Cramomatics?
This is a lot of Cramomatics.
Oh my gosh, Cramomatic discarding that Battle VIP pass, rolling the dice. Oh, it's going to be a tails, though. If it was a heads, it would have been a lot better of a situation there for Nico to be in, getting to search a card, but it is going to be a tails.
Unfortunately, that was a very crucial Cramomatic because Nico does have the Ultra Ball in hand. So if that was heads, they could have gotten the energy cleanly.
Oh, I'm on the edge of my seat. It's a heads there. Second Cramomatic, discarding that Ultra Ball, and we're going into the deck at least once here for a card, and it's going to be another Fusion Energy, Wancho. Sheesh.
Would like to see maybe, has a supporter been, oh, the boss's orders was played.
Yeah, it was played,
so
exactly.
There is no knockout this turn because, again, the first Cramomatic was the most important one. Could have gone to double turbo and then use that Ultra Ball to get the Mew VMAX to take this knockout. Unfortunately, one Cramomatic too late. Looks like they're eyeing out the Fusion Strike energy just to draw a little bit more, and I don't blame them. But it's not looking good here for Nico. They did have to use a boss's orders and a power tablet already, so that's 2 resources gone.
Power tablet gone, boss's orders gone. As you said, it was kind of a full send type of situation off of that Fusion Strike system, and did not pan out, unfortunately, for Nico. That almost was worse than the grass Pokemon in hand, you know? Like, that was already pretty bad. And then we didn't hit that super important Cramomatic. And this is kind of the opposite of what you see from Mew. I mean, the opposite from last game, at least. But we're going to see another one of these Fusion Strike energies come down to this Genesect V, unlocking that ability once again, as we can see those players mention it. And we're going to draw into at least a couple more cards here. But where do you go from here, Wancho, if you're Nico?
You just try to play the game and see.
Keep going.
At this point, you're going down to 2 prize. Well, a 6-2. Sorry, your opponent's going to get a 6-2 lead on you. Yeah. You just have to set up at this point. Or 6-3, excuse me. I was thinking they were going to...
depending on what happens.
I was thinking that Nico was going to give up the Mew V with the Box of Disaster to at least damage the future Arceus V-Star. It's just so it's a little bit easier to knock out, but then...
That Meloetta is going to be thrown into the active position, protecting that Mew V going to the bench here. Yeah. So it's going to be a 1 prize card as long as we don't see any switching of these Pokemon around on Alex's turn.
100%. I don't mind this play either. Again, it's always good to put your opponent into the odd prize race, forcing Alex to potentially maybe knock out Mew VMAX or at least 2 more rule box Pokemon at the very least. And so not too bad play here, of course, unless Alex gets the boss's orders, which they can draw with the Industrious Incisors off with the Bibarel.
I know, that's what we are about to see, some draw happen here. That Ultra Ball thinning the hand down 2 cards to get that Bibarel as well. And it's going to be evolved right away here on the bench for Alex. Let's see if we can play anything else here from the hand.
They can play everything they have. They have Path to the Peak. They have the Lost Vacuum. Looks like they're opting to keep... Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking they're going to play the Lost Vacuum to get rid of the Box of Disaster, but then you'd have to get rid of the V-Guard energy, which is just too powerful.
Yeah, we saw the Squovit come into play. That's hilarious. I was about to say, what's the ability's name here? I totally forgot it. But that Squovit switching the card outs here. I completely forgot that was even in the deck. And drew into the Bidoof, and now Bidoof is actually going to go on to the field here for Alex. And then we're going to use Industrious Incisors off that Bibarel on the bench as well. So that was actually pretty cute. The little squirrel.
The little squirrel with the nest sash did help Alex a lot here. Was able to find the boss's orders off that combination of cards.
Yeah.
Or combination of abilities.
Yes, that is very true.
But did unfortunately missed on the Arceus V-Star, so they are first to retreat here, but not too bad.
Not too bad at all. Arceus V-Star coming back into the active position since that Arceus V is still an Arceus V, but still going to take the knockout here on the Meloetta. Only going to be one prize card, so as you were talking about before, Wancho, going to be on kind of an awkward prize trade here, but Nico has still just been grinded through some slow turns here, and Path to the Peak is in play, as we saw from Alex's last turn as well. So that's just another obstacle Nico has to work through here going into this next turn.
Yeah, unfortunately that is the only copy of Meloetta.
Oh.
And especially since it's nice to have those Fusion Strike energies in play. Yes, they're on the Genesect, but I see an LS Sparkle in hand. They have the potential to get even more Fusion Strike energy in play.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, we do know one is a prize, but if they had all four, that would be a nice way to be able to knock out these big and hefty Arceus V-Stars with V-Guard energies on them.
Well, did you see what just happened there, Wancho? The Lost Vacuum discarding that Lessus Sparkle into the Lost Zone to take out that Path to the Peak, of course. So now both of those cards are wiped off the field here, which is going to allow Nico to draw into some cards here off of that Fusion Strike system. Thanks to that Fusion Strike energy. Woo! Wancho, this is too much Fusion Strike action, let me tell you. And then Ultra Ball discarding 2 cards to get a Pokemon out. Ooh, we have another one prizer.
We're not done. This might be one of the more important Fusion Strike Pokemon in play right now. The Block Slider Ice Cube. If Nico can pull this one off, and it has the attack that does 40 damage to one of your bench Pokemon, one of your opponent's Pokemon, based on the amount of Fusion Strike energy. There's 2, so we're doing 80 somewhere, and it's going for the Spiritomb, which is a great, great target. It's a little late.
It's pretty late, yeah. But there's still a chance, Wancho. There's always still a chance here, and we'll see what we get, what kind of action we get to see happen potentially down the line. But the double turbo is going to come down here onto the Mew VMAX here for Nico.
Yes, double turbo on that Mew VMAX means Nico does have an attack here. Luckily, Mew VMAX can copy any Fusion Strike Pokemon's attack. And I believe even with that damage reduction should be enough to knock out the Spiritomb in any case.
Yeah, that Ice Cube coming out for a vengeance here, potentially saving the day for Nico down the line. We'll have to see if it's enough. Wancho. And we're going to see another Lost Vacuum here taking off that Box of Disaster as well from the field. So eliminating another card that was in the way here for Nico. Going straight into a Judge after that for both of these players. We're going to see both these players shuffle up their hands, draw into 4 cards each. So limiting the hand size as well here for Alex, but not going to be too bad. We still have Industrious Incisors. We still got a Squovit.
It's definitely not as powerful thanks to that Bibarel.
Yes.
But it's 4 fresh cards for both players. A great equalizer.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else Nico needs to set up at this point.
Looks like nothing for this turn.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think of the routes now. What lines Nico still can play? They're going to go down to 5. They still have to take out potentially 2 VMAX Pokemon. It looks like they're opting not to use the Block Slider ability. They already have 2 Genesect ready to go to draw anyway, so might as well just do damage into the active. And I believe that was a Techno Blast.
It was indeed. That's why we see that coin there on that Mew VMAX as well, because we're going to have to see some switching out before another Techno Blast can potentially happen. here as well. So the coin signifying that for those who are like, why is there a coin now on the Mew? That is why, indeed. Alex over here on the right side of our field, using that Squovit once again. The Nest Stash here allows you to shuffle your hand and put it on the bottom of your deck, which is pretty nice. Drawn some more cards.
I think the most important thing we're looking for here is a replacement Arceus V-Star. Alex has yet to evolve the bench Arceus V, so it's still a little bit more susceptible. And there's 2 Bibarels at this point.
I know, yeah. We got some support on the bench there. We're going to see a Pal Pad shuffling 2 supporters back into the deck here from Alex.
And one of those supporters was the Sharon's Care.
Yep.
That would be absolutely debilitating for Nico's side of the board.
Yeah, wipe all that damage off the board, pick everything up, and just re-evolve into that other Arceus V that's ready to go. That would be brutal indeed. Well, we're going to see this Industrious Incisors number 2 for the turn, drawing into 2 more cards there. It's just going to be another Bibarel and an energy card there for Alex.
That caught me off guard. Typically, when I put Bibarel into my decks, I play a 2/2 line. That seems to be the standard across the board. But it just goes to show how important this one Pokemon is, that Alex is opting to play
3
heavier line, 3/3.
3/3 here of that Bibarel, definitely. Important card here for Alex. I mean, it's a pretty important card for any Architect, I would say. All right, well, we're seeing this Arceus V come into the active now off of that Jet Energy that was applied there.
And are we going to see just an Arceus V attack? It looks like we are going to see, I believe it's Power Edge.
Power Edge, yes. Yeah, we don't see that too often, huh, Wancho?
Yeah, not at all. Typically in the first stream, we've seen Trinity Charge being used quite a bit, though. What's up with these Arceus players just not being able to find Arceus V-Star? Nico now is going to be forced to go to a fresh Mew VMAX potentially.
Yeah, exactly, because you still, that Power Edge getting that 130 damage onto that Mew VMAX, so he's going to spread some damage there. Of course, VMAX cards are 3 prize cards that you get if you get to knock out that giant beefy Pokemon. So that's what Alex is looking for to take this game home. Nico, of course, sitting at 6 prize cards still to take, but catching up here has kind of gone through a lot of the obstacles that have been thrown in his way from Alex's side of the field, and is going to start off this turn, of course, moving that Mew V into the active position. Box of Disaster on that Mew V there, as well as the double turbo. We're seeing 2 power tablets being played here on this turn from Nico, and a Cramomatic.
Heads!
Heads it is.
Nico is going to be able to find, if I had to guess, the Mew VMAX just to evolve the active Mew. That was the only piece of the puzzle that was missing here.
Yeah.
And they still had one more Fusion Strike system to be able to draw, but it's good to just have it in the hand. Deck is getting quite thin, and that was a very pricey Cramomatic. I believe Pal Pad was the choice to be able to be discarded there as last Fusion Strike system. Knockout on the Arceus V. I'm thinking about the lines. Knockout on Arceus V in the active. If Alex cannot establish a 3rd Arceus V, for example, Nico could still run away with this game, but Alex, again, is just one boss away from winning this game.
I was like, what is happening here? We're just seeing a lot of thinning happening here from Nico. Playing a Path to the Peak, using a Lost Vacuum, putting another Path to the Peak into Lost Zone here to get those out of the way, as well as thinning the hands down. We're seeing the knockout now. That's the 2 prize cards you were talking about, Wancho, there for Nico's side of the field. And things are getting dicey here in this game, Wancho.
Yeah, I mean, Nico is doing his best to stay in this game, but Alex is, again, just one boss's orders away. I believe that wasn't a Bibarel draw. Yeah, that was a draw for turn.
Yes, I think that was draw for turn, so we're going to have to see what Alex can do here to thin things down, draw into some more cards, and see if we can get that gusting effect.
Ultra Ball is a great card as well here. This is essentially, they were all on the bottom.
They were on the bottom, yeah. Every single one was on the bottom. Well, we're getting a shuffle, so that's good. We know they're in the deck.
Alex isn't opting to get another Pokemon V. I'm trying to think if there's maybe just no more energy or no more resources to set up another V.
Oh,
because
I
that
see.
would be very scary. That means we're all in on this Arceus V. If Alex does not take the knockout, then this turn, Nico could run away with it.
Incredible. Industrious Incisors here. Can we find it, Wancho?
First Beaverell.
I don't see it.
I don't see it. But
I don't see it. I thought I saw it, but I didn't.
this is why we play the Squovit. We can reset that hand. We're not going to see that. It's going to the bottom.
Incredible. Yeah, it's going to the bottom. That's true. Every single card that was not a boss's orders going to the bottom here, thanks to that cute little squirrel eating some berries.
Watch Squovit just get it here. That one card. Boss's orders. No. I think we're going to draw 4 more.
Yes.
There it is!
There it is. Alex hitting the boss's orders. That was the one card needed here to take that knockout on that last 3 prize Pokemon in the Mew VMAX. Gonna take down this game 2, bringing us to a game 3 in our round 9, Wancho.
This is exactly what I wanted to see. Even more Pokemon played. 3 full games of masterful Pokemon, 3 full games of Arceus V-Star versus Mew VMAX.
Yeah, we're seeing the full potential of both of these decks. That first game that we saw, Nico took things home in such a dominant fashion. And now we're seeing Alex take this second game away. A little bit more in a scary situation, but everything was pulled together flawlessly there from Alex, coming all the way down to the Squovit, Wancho.
Yes, that is why that little squirrel gets a spot in the deck. Sometimes you Beaverell, the hand gets a little bit clunky. We can very easily reset. And as we saw here, just the nest stash.
Yeah, that was the one card. Wasn't a boss. That would have been sweet if it was, though. That would have been crazy. But of course, the Beaverell able to get that boss's orders into hand from Alex. And yeah, those support Pokemon carrying some weight here in this Arceus V-Star deck. You know, we were talking about how it's a Regigigas V-Star deck as well. But nope, it's an Arceus V-Star show here today from Alex. Unfortunately, though, look at that. We were talking about the 3-3 line of the Bidoof Beaverell for Alex, and that's actually going to come into play pretty heavily here because 2 Bidoof in the prize cards there for Alex, starting a Spiritomb as well. Whoa.
Wait.
Okay, wait. So we started on Nico's side.
Yeah, so Nico started the game.
Yes.
Just had Mew V and Genesect, no battle VIP pass. And Alex was forced to open the Spiritomb. Nico just hard placing down the Path of the Peak. I don't think there's any turn 1 Pokemon V ability they necessarily want to shut off right away. So I'm curious to see why the Path of the Peak was played. But
yeah.
I mean, Spiritomb's down. You're not going to be able to use Genesect anyway.
True. Yeah, so just future stopping the V-Star power from Arceus.
Potentially.
Maybe.
As, again, Alex top-decked that Arceus V, I believe. So definitely getting bailed out a little bit.
Top decked the Arceus V. Yeah, that's huge. Now we've seen Arceus V and that energy attached, so that is definitely bailed out by the top deck there from Alex. So awkward starting Spiritomb already, but then if you start Spiritomb and then don't have any other Pokemon, that is just absolutely horrible. So we're going to see that single Bidoof. Oh, maybe taking it back here. Bidoof coming back into the deck for an Arceus V instead coming down onto the field with that nest ball.
Just playing around the whole maybe escape rope. No, well, boss's orders, knock out Arceus V. That could be very scary. It's a potential. And Nico does have a big hand, but
and I guess Spiritomb is already out too. So we've kind of seen the debate between Alex going for a Spiritomb or going for an Arceus, and now Spiritomb's already on the field. So getting an Arceus here, but yeah, that is the only Bidoof that was there in the deck for Alex as well. And I'm sure being aware of that. But hey, got it here once again off this Iono. So that's pretty nice to see.
Yes, that Bidoof is going to be putting in a lot of work because that is potentially the only one that's going to be able to set up. But it's okay. He has his buddy, Squovitz.
Yeah, yeah. This is like dynamic duo here. The beaver and the squirrel coming home.
Just best friends forever.
I know, they're so cute. They both stuff their cheeks just with different items. I suppose one's eating berries and one's eating, I don't know, wood. Like logs.
I'm not sure if beavers eat wood necessarily.
They chew it. They chew it, watch out, for some reason.
All right, back to Nico here.
Yes.
Looking at the hand, I think I see an Alessa Sparkle, but there's no energy. There's no energy, no way to draw into energy.
Oh.
This is a bad spot. I'm not even sure what we Ultra Ball for. We need to Ultra Ball for a second Mew V at the very least. But
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So it's going to be an Ultra Ball, discarding a Power Tablet, though, and a Switch card here. But going to go for that Mew V on Nico's side.
I'm curious if Nico just tries to go. Oh, well, you can Elastic Sparkle, try and attach to both the Genesect V. But unfortunately,
Oh, true.
because of the path of the peak.
Oh, yeah, the paths in play. Oh, no. That's awkward. And it's Nico's own path. That's what's so...
No, exactly. That's why I was
Yeah.
wondering why you necessarily
Yeah.
play it on turn 1. It's only going to literally come back to you. And right now, with the less Sparkle, could have potentially started drawing with these Genesect. But
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, did we miss a turn or something somehow? But no, we didn't. So, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting here because that path is in play. So we are going to see the Elastic Sparkle here to get these energies onto the field. One's going to go to the Mew V in the active position, and that other Fusion Energy go into that Genesect V. But as we said, yeah, Spiritom's in play, but then you have Fusion Energy, but Path to the Peak is in play. And Double Turbo also coming down onto this Mew V on bench, too.
not bad of a play here for Nico. Using the energy mix on the Mew V to find the Double Turbo for your second Mew V. Essentially just establishing at least an attack this next turn. And still having the Path to the Peak means you could still slow down your opponent. So not a bad play here. Alex just hard finds the Double Turbo, though.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. I think we very rarely see an energy mix, but hey, like you once told me, Wancho, like a couple games ago, you got to do what you got to do. And that is the optimal move as far as setting up for the future turns here for Nico. But Alex going to draw into that Double Turbo, attach it straight to the field, go into a judge here. It's going to be 4 new cards for both of our players. Let's see what Alex can get for this turn.
This is going to be big 4 cards. Does find the Arceus V-Star at the very
and
least.
the Beaverell as well.
Ooh.
Nice.
Not a bad judge here. Does
Beautiful.
still need to find a switch.
Oh, we're going to see that Skwovet come into action here. The deck going to the bottom, drawing a single card here off that Skwovet. Into the Beaverell, Industrious Incisors, Escape Rope, of course, being added to the hand from the Skwovet. It's going to allow for, oh, it's actually going to be played first before Industrious Incisors. It means Nico's going to have to promote something first here.
That's essentially a switch.
Yes.
Escape Rope again, but forces your opponent to switch as well. I'm thinking maybe Nico goes into, this time, the Genesect V, maybe to try and take a hit. You don't want to give up the Mew V with the Double Turbo Energy, that's for sure. And that's also giving up 2 prizes. Right now, Alex is only doing 180 damage. But Nico is thinking here.
Yeah, that's tough.
I think it just has to be the Genesect without energy.
Just the blank Genesect here, and that's looking like what it's going to be. Tough decision there for Nico. Awkward situation with that Escape Rope. But now Alex is down the Escape Rope. Genesect V is in the active, and we get an additional card off that Industrious Incisors.
Industrious Incisor drawing a couple of energies there. It's something you don't want to see as an Arceus V-Star player.
Awkward.
Since you can't accelerate the energies from the hand.
Yeah, you're wanting to accelerate from the deck, that is for sure. And if they're in your hand, it can get a little awkward. But we're going to see 2 Fire Energy here from Alex being drawn out of the deck after that Trinity Nova. Of course, not going to be enough because that Double Turbo to take the knockout on that Genesect V. But still getting a bunch of damage onto the field, putting some pressure on, accelerating some energy onto the field, and establishing the board state over there on the right side. Nico having some room to play here now because that Path to the Peak is out of play.
Yes, does find at least one of the Fusion Strike energy. Again, fortunately, the last one is prized. Would have been beautiful to have all 4 in play because of that Elastic Sparkle. And then you put down the Meloetta, and suddenly, just like that, you're doing 280 damage.
Yeah.
At the very least here, Nico is going to be able to use Fusion Strike system.
Yeah, just short. So unfortunate to see when your prize cards turn against you, unfortunately. But yeah, as you said, Wancho, we're going to see some Fusion Strike systems. So drawing up to as many Fusion Pokemon that are in play.
Does find the Mew VMAX. So we have the almost the attack. They could still attach the Double Turbo into the active at the very least.
Whoa, Cramomatic Can we get a heads? Oh, it looks like
believe it
yes.
was.
Yeah, picking up the deck. That means we got a heads here on Nico's side of things, which is great. Searching the deck for any card here. Cramomatic, woo, that is going to be a card that is missed for sure. At least for our new players.
If you flip heads, it's going to be missed.
Yeah, that's true. I will miss you, little crock pot.
Yes, as I believe the grab there was going to be the switch. Not too bad. Maybe would like to have gotten a damage modifier potentially, since we only have one Fusion Strike system left to work with. They did have the double turbo to try and just hard retreat this Genesect. But no, double turbo is going on to the Mew. I believe last card in hand is Iono. So what Nico needs to find here is some damage modifiers. Looks like doesn't quite have it just yet. It's going to have to be double power tablet and a choice belt potentially. Would be nice to get this clean knockout on the Arceus V-Star, and it's the lone Arceus V-Star in play at the moment.
At the moment, yeah.
Could be big.
Yeah.
You prevent your opponent from using the... Oh, you can't Iono. They already did use the Alessa Sparkle, so...
Oh, yes, yeah. Alessa Sparkle was played not to its max potential, unfortunately, because that prize card situation. But, yeah, no Iono here. And not going to be a knockout as well on this Arceus V-Star. It's still in play. And as we've talked about before here, Juancho, Alex does have a way to get that Arceus V-Star out of play and wipe all that damage out of the field. But I don't think we have that option here in this hand.
Yeah, Sharon's Care could be a little scary just because I don't know if there's any energy left in the deck. So even if you attack with an Arceus V-Star...
You can't recharge. Yeah, that's true. We don't have the energy on this. Wait, do we?
Alex did just attach a third fire energy.
Okay.
Oh, no. But thanks to Nest Dash, it goes back into the deck. Never mind. We're fine.
Oh, yeah. We're fine. We're cruising. We're cruising. So that actually is the play here, potentially here from Alex. Let's see what this card gets us. It's just going to be another Bibarel, I believe. We're going to see some more cards off this Industrious Incisors, but only supported there is going to be the Boss's Orders and the Iono added to the hand here for Alex.
Boss's Orders could be big. Just chase down the Genesect V potentially with the Fusion Strike energy that's already damaged. Limiting your opponent's draw. We're going to have to see here. Ultra Ball is going to find at least another Arceus V-Star. Alex still also has his V-Star power to work with, so...
Oh my gosh, wow.
If he wanted to,
yeah, there's no path in play anymore. We're fine. We're cruising here.
He could grab the Sharon's Care if he wanted to here. The world is literally Alex's oyster.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have to see what Alex chooses to do. But at the very least, we have this Arceus V-Star that has no damage on it, ready to go in the active position. There's not even a double turbo. That's all basic energy there. So hitting for the full potential 200 damage as well on this Trinity Nova, allowing you to recharge from the deck. And those energies are back in the deck as well, thanks to that Squovit from Alex. So just deciding what to do here. Are we going to see a Juancho V-Star gets flipped here? You only have one V-Star power per game that you play because they are so powerful. And Starbirth has to be one of the most powerful V-Star powers we've ever had in the history of Pokemon. It's going to search out any 2 cards from the deck here for Alex.
Oof, and one of the grabs there was Path to the Peak. Nico here just to...
Oh, no.
Just a roller coaster here for Nico. Sometimes, Spiritomb is going to shut off my abilities. I'm going to get them back with a Fusion Strike energy. Then Path to the Peak. Yeah,
Nico has been holding on tightly to those little lost vacuum portable vacuums. Look at that, Juancho! The play I've been waiting for. Love it.
It was interesting there that Alex opted to retreat and then pick up the Pokemon. Would have been nice to just pick it up, save all those resources, since then it just goes. Then you have to promote a new active anyway.
Yeah, that's true, because you could just add that back to the hands. I don't know. Maybe
they don't want it in the hand.
Yeah, I was about to say. Maybe
especially after an Iono.
Because you want to draw more cards with the Industrious Incisor. I don't know. Well, either way, we have another Arceus V on the bench now. Sharon's Care picked all that damage up out of the field, back into hand for Alex. Arceus V coming back down. It's being recharged up once again.
I'm looking at the hand. There's a Forest Seal Stone and 2 damage modifiers. There's 2 power tablets here. And again, Nico could potentially take the big one-hit knockout on this Arceus V-Star. Maybe leaving Alex without an attacker potentially. No, looking at the hand, should have another Arceus V-Star. Should be fine.
Yeah, in hand at least, unless we see some sort of disruption here from Nico.
This was post the Iono, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. It's on the top of that discard pile there, so it should be.
Yeah, should be playing with these cards right now. And again, does have double power tablet.
Hisuian Heavy Ball, going to take a look at the prize. I was like, whoa, where'd all the prize cards go? Hisuian Heavy Ball does allow you to take a look at those prize cards, take out a basic Pokemon, if one is in there, and switch it out with that Hisuian Heavy Ball. But no Pokemon there to be drawn for Nico. Just going to be a quick shuffle up of the prize cards, put back into position there from Nico.
I respect this play here by Nico, opting to use the V-Star power to just get exactly what you need.
Play it safe.
Yeah, not have to gamble with the Lost Vacuum, try and draw into them. But there it is, just cross Fusion Strike, Techno
wow,
Blast.
Alex looks shocked here, like, whoa, what? You just knocked out this Arceus V-Star, what? But yeah, that is the power there. We had every damage modifier needed to take that knockout. I'm sure Nico, knowing that the damage required and the cards needed like the back of his hand. Alex going to remove that 2 prize Pokemon from the field here. Of course, still has that Arceus V that is now a V-Star in the active position here, ready to attack once more, but didn't seem to be expecting that. Kind of shocked at the knockout there, but yeah, Nico going to go down 2 prize cards in our game 3, so leading the way here in this match so far. We're going to see a custom catcher here from Alex, bringing that Mew VMAX into the active position once again. Lost Vacuum going to be played here. Path to the Peak going into the Lost Zone, and that Choice Belt being removed off the field from Alex as well.
I didn't quite catch what the card drawn off the prizes was. It could be big if the Fusion Strike energy was drawn, but looks like it wasn't, unfortunately, because Nico would have had access to potentially a Meloetta attack with 4 Fusion Strike energies, which would have been scary. That is the only way, I believe, to take a knockout on a new Arceus V-Star.
I was about to say, that's not even scary. That's like game ending almost there. Oh my goodness. Well, we're going to see Box of Disaster come out onto the field as well for Alex. Onto that Arceus V.
And just protecting it a little bit. Very important to establish. And hey, I think that's the first time we've seen that.
Whoa.
Yes, Regigigas V. Well, Regigigas
just a V, yeah. Does eventually turn into a V-Star, but right now it is just a V joining the bench here.
I'm curious if there's how much energy Alex has left. I know Arceus V-Star can attack here for the knockout. Can at least accelerate 1 energy. That's the important thing. At least 1, because there is a double turbo.
Yeah, you need that one, and Alex does have it, accelerating that energy off of the Trinity Nova here. Also taking that huge knockout on the Mew VMAX. Going to draw into 3 prize cards here now on Alex's side, leading the prize race after these back and forth knockouts. And Nico is going to start off this turn here as well. Mew V in the active position, already has a double turbo. Wow, 30 seconds left? Wancho, what the? Where has this game gone? I mean, I guess we're in game 3. Makes sense, but
30 seconds left, but could still potentially find an ending to this game. Again, both these decks are multiple prize Pokemon. They're rule box Pokemon. If Nico could take 2 prizes on something like that Arceus V, follow it up with another knockout on, I forget how much HP Regigigas V has, but should be reachable potentially. But I believe the Lost Vacuum on the new VMAX was pretty big. Getting rid of that Choice Belt means we still need some damage modifiers, and we've already lost 3 tablets. I'm not sure if we still have the 4th. And with that, Judge played. Judge isn't boss, and I don't think this Arceus V-Star is going anywhere.
Yep, Judge is going to be the supporter here for the turn. Both our players going to draw into 4 additional cards. That should be time, at least it is here on our end. Of course, you do still get 3 additional turns between our players after the clock ticks down to 0.
Yes, unfortunately for both these players, they're both at 5, 2, and 1. A tie is essentially a loss for both these players. So
we could have potentially an agreement between these players.
Crabomatic here being played. Let's see what if there is a grab. Looks like there is no grab.
Yeah, I guess not. That was a tails off that Cramomatic. We're just seeing a Fusion Strike system here from Nico.
Again, Nico, I think, has no possible way to win this game. Alex, however, still has 2 turns to work with.
Yes.
He's down to 3 prizes. If he can go boss, back-to-back boss's orders potentially could win this game for him.
Are the resources? I mean, they should be there. Alex, 2 boss's orders in the list. Of course, we have the Pal Pad as well. That I don't think has been played yet from Alex's side. I don't think we haven't even seen a boss, have we? In this game?
We did see a boss's orders the last turn to take a knockout on the Mew VMAX.
Yes, you're right.
So there is still 1 in the deck.
No, was that boss or was that custom catcher?
Oh, that was counter catcher. You're right.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. Counter catcher. I don't think that was boss.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I believe it was a counter catcher. That means there is still 2 in the deck.
There's 2.
It is a possibility. A lot of pressure here, though.
Oh, yeah.
For our mammalian duo.
That is very true. A lot of pressure indeed. We'll have to see what happens here. It's all going to come down to this one. So I got to say, our round 9s, they're always exciting. I can always count on that.
And I believe that was a cross fusion strike copying Melodious Echo. Unfortunately, again, if Nico had the 4th fusion strike energy, this would be, well, almost a knockout. Because Choice Belt was removed, it'd be 260, so I guess less of an impact.
Less of an impact indeed, as in not knocking out, unfortunately. But as we said, the clock ran out, or at least on our end, on Nico's side, so that would have been turn 0. This is now turn 1 between our players.
We'll have to see. Again, Alex, boss, day 2.
Yes, that's what it's going to come down to. We're going to start with this Squovit here. This card going to the bottom. Going to draw an additional card from that Squovit. Take a quick look.
Can we
play it?
Checking
through the discard. Yeah, let's get a look at this discard pile ourselves, Wancho. What are we seeing here?
I think the top deck was a Pal Pad. Maybe that's why he was...
Oh, stop. You're right.
Maybe that's why he's putting the supporters on.
Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, so Pal Pad going to come into play here.
But you don't want these supporters.
No, that's what I was saying.
I guess you put back the Sharon's Care.
Do you almost not want to put these back?
I don't think you can Pal Pad for 0.
Well, no. I'm not saying that. I'm saying why would you want to? Oh, okay. Yeah. Honestly, I think that's what Alex is trying to do. Pal Pad for 0. And he goes you have to put 1 in. Okay, I'll chuck the Sharon's Care in. Well, that's going to be 1 supporter that goes back into the deck, but that also is 1 less card. Does it just cancel out at that point? 1 less card in the hand. Industrious Incisor is going to go to 5 now for the hand for Alex. Let's see.
Double turbo. No, it's the Sharon's Care.
Stop.
In this world, I choose to believe that is the Sharon's Care.
There's 2 in the deck.
Yeah,
so let's just
that wasn't the one we put back.
No way. They're the same art, so there's no way to tell. That's kind of brutal. All right, okay. Well, we have the Sharon's Care to at least pick up this Arceus V-Star.
Well, there is still a shot here. You hit into the Mew VMAX, and then you boss the Mew VMAX. I don't think there is a way to Psychic Leap.
Oh.
So getting this hit
Oh, yeah,
here,
you're right.
Yes, if there was a Mew V in play, Psychic Leap would mean Nico, this would be a tie. Nico can only retreat here and hit, and that's it.
Oh my gosh, Wancho.
He could retreat, boss the Bibarel.
So, when I mentioned the sweaty hands, this would be right about that time, at least for me. Yeah, this is incredible here between these players. Not exactly how I expected any of these matches really to go. But yeah, Nico taking a look at all of the resources here, nodding his head as well. We're going to see the draw for turn now. Lost City coming into play. Force Seal Stone being attached.
Fusion Strike System draws 4, and I believe I do see double boss's orders. Hey, Alex needs one of those.
I know, right? This is Nico's last turn of the game. As far as we are tracking here, Box of Disaster going to come down, just being played on that Mew VMAX. We see the Power Tablet coming out. We're just seeing cards being played here, Wancho.
I'm almost thinking, you go boss, Bibarel, just knock it out. And that's all we can do.
That's true.
That might be the best play to at least mitigate how many cards. We know for a fact he doesn't have boss possibly in hand. Maybe he does. Maybe he was playing to this specific scenario to try and just knock out a VMAX.
At that point, don't you just take the Skwovet instead of the Bibarel? I'm not even going to give you a single card. I mean, there's no way you can thin that hand at this moment, right?
Okay, that's a good point. Because that'd be very funny for Skwovet to get you that boss's orders.
That's what I'm saying. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that's not what we're seeing. We're seeing the boss's orders onto this Regigigas V. And look at that retreat cost.
Well, luckily, you can see the jet energy getting tapped there. Oh, I'm so thankful I have this card.
What is that, 4 retreat? Is that 4 retreat?
No, that thing just stays in there. We don't even read that. It just stays in the active at that point.
Yeah, you've given up at that point. But yeah, tapping the jet energy, too good. Too good. Well, we're going to see this Mew VMAX come back into the active here from Nico. Power Tablet.
Oh!
What?
He used the Ice Q attack to snipe the Skwovet on the bench. So not only do you boss stall,
you boss stall and you take the Skwovet.
That was brutal.
Wow, that was sweet. That was actually so sweet. That Skwovet being wiped out.
Play.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe we didn't see that one. So the Ice Cube, the Penguin, the Block Slider on the bench there, coming in clutch. Regigigas V not only just chilling in the active here with a hefty retreat crossed, but that Skwovet is gone now, completely limiting Alex from at least getting that hand back to the bottom to potentially draw a card here.
How many cards can you play?
I don't
think
there's
so many
there's
Pokemon.
There's too many energy and supporters as well. And it's not good. It's not good. Tell you what, there's not an Ultra Ball, that's for sure.
Well, there's at least the jet energy. We can attack this turn.
Yeah, but this is the last turn here between our players. Nico was turn 0. I think I just heard Alex say, I don't believe I have it. Just going to attach this jet energy, which is at least going to get us that Arceus V-Star into the active position here. But yeah, the hand is too full. The V-Star coming down onto that Regigigas.
Maybe if Alex played the Arceus V the last turn, there was a potential to at least play down the Arceus V-Star. So that's one less card, but that's so many Pokemon.
Yeah, that's a lot of Pokemon. I mean, they're coming down, but
yeah.
Look, how many are still, 3,
literally
4, 5
the only
left.
thing is the Arceus V-Star in the hand. So if the Arceus
and
V
that still would have been one card, you know?
Just one card. But that one
it could
card
have been
could be the difference.
Yeah, I want Alex to flip that one card. If this
Please,
game
Alex,
concludes,
just draw the card.
like, I want to just see what it is at the end. Yeah.
Can you search for energy?
I think they're discussing here now. So what can happen in this scenario is our players can kind of discuss, like, well, what would have happened? It was Charizard, yeah. So I looked. So they're going to kind of discuss, it sounds like they're discussing like what the turn of events would be if this game continued, because this could kind of determine who should take the win here and who can go into day 2, because that's what these players are wanting right now. We're at a 5-2-1 record, and both these players want to get into this day 2, so we'll have to see how things turn out between them.
I believe Nico is just saying, do you have enough, like,
yeah,
his plan was just to boss the Regigigas into the active again to be able to possibly stall out. So I think Alex was definitely in a more favored position, especially with so many damaged Mew VMAX.
Yeah, I agree. I think maybe that's what was decided on after showing the 2 bosses' orders were in the deck already. But we'll have to get some confirmation. Yeah, that is going to be it. Nico is going to scoop the game there, and Alex Jeong is going to be our winner here in round 9. 3 incredible matches between these players, but Alex is going to come out on top. And I'll tell you what, it was well earned. We see the crowd out there cheering for Alex. And like I said, yeah, well earned from both of our players here, both those records. But Alex is going to be the one heading into day 2. Woo!
Absolutely huge. Alex Jeong making it to day 2. Has a chance to potentially win it all.
Yeah.
Again, showed us an absolutely amazing Game 9 here at the Vancouver Regional Champions. Just looking at a couple quick replays here.
Yeah, this is our Game 1. It didn't last very long, that is for sure. And this is where I was kind of scared, because I was like, whoa. If this game ended so quickly, Nico had this incredibly dominant turn that we saw. I mean, the power tablet coming out, the energy needed for that Meloetta knock, Lost City in play, and Alex just scooped it up right there. We went into a game 2, and things still got a little dicey here and there, but Alex was able to take things away in this game as well. What were your highlights from this game, Wancho?
Oh, for this game, it was definitely the Beaver Squirrel combo.
Yes.
Just being able to draw so many cards. Like, Alex has the potential to draw 10 cards a turn. That's quite a lot. That's more than Nico is drawing, that's for sure, because of that Spiritomb. And yeah, again, just amazing plays by both these players.
Yeah, it came down to, I was like, oh, I forgot Skwovet was even in this deck. And then it was actually like MVP in this deck as well.
So MVP that you have to block slide or knock it out.
I know, what in the world? I mean, it totally made sense, and we definitely saw that there from Nico, of course. This is our Game 3 between these players. It went back and forth the entire time. Really could have gone either way, but it came down to these last couple of turns where Alex showed that there were all the resources in the deck to carry out these next couple of turns and take Nico out, take those last 3 prize cards needed. Nico scooped it up, gave the win there to Alex, who's now heading into day 2. Look at that face, love it.
Yes, huge congratulations again, getting into day 2 in a big regional like this.
Yep.
Very big accomplishment. And with Regigigas V-Star, no less. Unfortunately, we didn't see it.
I was about to say, can we even call it that at the moment? Hey, we saw it come out onto the field, okay? It wasn't used.
Yeah, and it was also a huge deterrent. It was a.
I was about to say, it's kind of a huge liability.
Yeah, sorry. Yes,
in a lot of ways, but it was in the deck.
We saw it. It's a colorless Pokemon. Sharon's Care works on it. 300 HP. That's a pretty good card. I'm sure, hopefully, we get to see Alex maybe play it out tomorrow. Maybe we see him on stream potentially. See the Regigigas V-Star itself.
Well, and I was saying, even if we have a stream match where some of the cards that we're looking forward to don't get featured in that specific matchup, that doesn't mean that that player didn't use those cards throughout the entire day to get them to the position they're in now. So, you know, we could have been missing a lot of some sweet Regigigas plays, so you never know. But yeah, I think the MVP definitely that time was the Skwovet Beaverell combo, getting Alex into everything needed to really wrap up those turns in a fantastic way and get those wins against Mew VMAX. We saw the Arceus V-Star deck take out Mew VMAX, a reigning champ in so many different events. And Arceus V-Star took things down. At least, I mean, it came down to 3 games and even time and a lot of discussion, but taking the win there. Congratulations, Alex, for making it into day 2.
And again, Mew VMAX. Maybe there's other Mew VMAX players out there. I know it's not looking good for our picks, Boo. But
oh no, Fallen Merle Matthews is out there crushing it. So with Mew VMAX,
there's still a chance. We'd love to see more of it in day 2.
Yes.
With that, let's go ahead and go.